come to me on this, the most joyous of occasions, the day of my daughter's wedding, to ask of me a favor. What is your favor? Hey, boss, I'm Nicky the Fish. I'm married into your family, and I got a couple of questions, or maybe a problem you might be able to help me with. You know, whenever you get a hot pocket and you cook it for 10 minutes straight, you take it out to go take a bite, it's still ice cold on the outside, and you bite down and your teeth don't penetrate the crust, but a hole forms in the bottom, and it sprays liquid hot magma cheese all on your throat, gives you third-degree burns. Can you help me with that? Okay. First off, son, why the hell are you cooking a hot pocket for 10 minutes? Don't you use the crisping sleeve? Hey, I tried that, it don't work. What the hell is your microwave? Do you need a new microwave? If you don't have at least 1,000-watt microwave, you're wasting your time. Nah, it's okay, I don't need a new microwave. Well, maybe you can help me with one other problem I got. It's a pretty big one. Go on ahead, son, but you're wasting my time. Yeah, you see my car insurance, it's really expensive. I think it's from the bullet holes in my car. That's what it is. Anyway, you might be able to help me by saving 20% by switching the darn code. Johnny. Hey, yo, boss. Switch this boy to Geico. Get quotes, your guy's first month. Now get out of here, you mook. Alright. Hey. Oh, okay, I'm out of here. Peace. Good Lord. How many more dollars do I have? Johnny. Yeah, boss. How many more dollars do I got? Like what, 3, 4? I think you got 4. Why couldn't she give me boys?
Hello everybody, it's me, Nate, aka Double Dog, and I'm back with another game review. This time I'm reviewing Mafia, The Old Country. It was developed by Hangar 13 and published by 2K Games, and released on August 8th of 2025 for PC, the Xbox Series X and S, and PlayStation 5. It is considered the 5th in the Mafia series, and is a prequel that is set decades before the very first Mafia game. Set in the 1900s in the fictional town of San Celeste, where you play as Enzo, a young boy who escapes indentured servitude in a sulfur mine and ends up as being saved by the Torrisi family. And naturally, as they bring you into the family and you do services for them and work alongside them, you become pretty much a member of the family. You get closer and closer, and much like any other Mafia game, lots of betrayals happen, lots of people fall in love. The story centers upon Enzio basically having this love affair with the daughter of the Don, and lots of stuff happens. You know, it's very heavily focused in the story in this game. Now, the game world itself is very large and very beautiful, but the game itself is very heavily linear and story-driven. The world itself, it seems vast and big, but it's not until the end game where you actually really get to really explore it. There's not too many times you can go out and do anything other than the main story missions at first. So it's very heavily focused on you doing these missions through like linear parts. Even though it's an open world, they designed it in a way to where it's damn near linear. Now, as for your certain weapons you get in this game, they consist of what you would expect for standard fare in the 1900s. You get pistols, rifles, and different shotguns and knives. Now, the thing is, it's a little bit odd about this game is you can naturally buy and get upgraded weapons, but the knives has a very special use to it. Other than the knife fights, you also use your knife to pick locks. Now, the thing about the knife is it gets dull, which is kind of weird that you think you can't stab somebody with a dull knife. You can stab somebody with a carrot if you stab them hard enough, but you need something like a sharpening stone to resharpen your knife's edge. And also, you get different knives. You can have a throwing knife that you can throw into people for like stealth attacks, and you got to get the knife back out of the body to continue. And other ones are for like up close death attacks and stuff like that. Now, really, honestly, playing this game compared to the other Mafia games, this game almost has more of a feel like Red Dead Redemption 2 with its heavy use of horses, horseback travel through this giant area, and the way the world design is. In fact, the footage you see right now actually was Red Dead. I just thought I'd throw that in there as a joke and see if anyone noticed. But honestly, it is heavily focused on horses. You also get cars in it, but honestly, the way this gameplay and this game world is designed, it's meant mainly for horseback. Now, as for gunplay mechanics, they're rather basic at best. They're not bad, but they're nothing really special. It's a standard third-person cover shooter with some very forced stealth missions. And the stealth itself in this is it's functional. It's just kind of not fun. It's got some aspects of it to almost like a Hitman game in terms that when you sneak up on these people, they have a preset designated places that they're going to, okay? A set path that they travel. And when you knock these people out, you can dump their bodies in boxes and stuff like that. Very similar to Hitman, really. I found it like that. And they also have this odd ability. They never really explain it, where you can just tap a button and it will show the silhouettes of where all the other enemies are to keep track of them. It's handy, but they never really explain it. Now, the other thing about this game that this part I absolutely love is they have something known as charms. You get this rosary that you find early on in the game, and then you can find more and buy more that unlock these pieces that you add to the charm that adds passive buffs to your character that you can have up to 4 at a time. Now, some of them are stuff like, okay, if you're into stealth, it makes it where your footsteps are lighter, you can be a little bit quicker on your feet, the gunplay is a little bit better. These are good active buffs that you can use, like I said, up to 4 at the time. Now, the overall gameplay loop in this game, for me, I believe it consists of talk to people through long story cutscenes, go to a location, do the mission, which normally consists of like traveling to an area, shooting the bad guys, recovering something, or fighting someone. Now, the other mechanic is these one-on-one knife fights, which to me, there wasn't much variation to it. You had like a normal slash, you have a jab, you have a dodge, and a counter. And I found, honestly, you can just kind of mash the counter button. I mean, you have to time it to where the little icon on the enemy flashes before you do it. But I just found myself not really dodging and mostly just doing like the counter during these knife fights. And it's kind of odd. And to me, it seemed like to me with this game, it's good, but it just seems like maybe they were running out of time and they wanted to get the game out. So the one-on-one knife fight seemed a little clunky in my personal feelings. Now, there are a lot of good options in the options that make this game better for you, depending on how you want to play. Some of them are very useful, like when you're actually driving around the world, you have an ability to turn on signposts. So if you don't have this on, they won't appear. And signposts, it's actually what it says. It makes a signpost appear with it pointing in the direction that you should go to where your next area where you're supposed to go, which I found very helpful because a lot of these roads are winding and go on forever. Now there are cars in the game, and as you progress, you can actually upgrade them. From your automatic transmission to manual and stuff like that. But the main focus in this, honestly, is horseback riding. Now, I do have to say, without a shadow of a doubt, the main thing about the Mafia franchise has always been the story. And the story in this one is a masterclass of great writing and fantastic voice acting. They actually go all out in this, and it actually shows. Hands down, this is one of the best damn Mafia stories that I've ever seen on a Mafia game. It really is. Now, the only thing I've noticed, though, is through this gameplay, as you're going through the story, it doesn't really have too many real decision options. You're kind of forced to just go through the story the way they want you to. They kind of force you to do what they want you to do. So there's not many options and variations in it. Now, one thing I did notice also is it's recommended that you just play through and beat the game, okay? And once you beat the game, then it kind of unlocks this sort of open free roam sort of mode where you can go around the whole game world and collecting different collectibles. And these are really cool because they allow you more money, allow you to buy new cars, upgrade stuff, and stuff like that. There's no real extra missions or nothing afterwards. It's just mainly going around exploring and collecting. But it was kind of cool that if you're just near a collectible, it will show up on your map. So it's not like you have to really struggle hard to find a collectible. You just be driving down the road, and all of a sudden something pops up on your map. You're like, oh, cool, there's a collectible. Now, I have to say, for the overall game length of this game being about 10 to 13 hours, and the price of being around $50, is this Mafia game an offer you can't refuse? Well, personally, for me, I'm going to have to say that is up to you. If you are expecting a running and gunning action fest open world game, this is not it. This is a very, very, very slow paced, very story driven with lots of long animated cutscenes with the action peppered throughout. Don't get me wrong, there are some good explosive moments, some good action stuff happens in this, but it percolates. It starts off slow and it builds, like a good story should. I would actually say that I think this would probably do better if it was actually a TV series. If they actually made this into a TV series or a movie instead of a game. Because the gameplay aspects of it seem far less than the amount of time spent in the story driven department. And the fact that they built an open world game world and you don't really get to experience it until after you beat the game, I can see how it can turn some people off. With some deep improvements on their fighting mechanics, the shooting mechanics, and the running and gunning, it still is nothing up there like Red Dead Redemption 2 in terms of its overall quality. But considering that this team at Hangar 13 isn't like thousands of people like Rockstar has, they did a really, really good job on this game. Visually, it's very appealing. Yes, there's some pop-ins, there's some animation stiffness, there is some glitches, but nowhere near as bad as some of the ones I've seen in the previous Mafia games. If you can actually get used to the way that the style of this game is, how it's very linear and they want you to follow a set path and actually do these story missions, and how slow and methodically detailed the story is. If you are someone who loves a good story with some decent gameplay, I can recommend Mafia, the old country. If you're someone who's wanting more action oriented, I would probably say steer clear from this one. You would probably find it boring and not that impressive. But in the end, that's just my personal opinion. Please leave in the comments below if you agree or disagree with me. If there's anything I left out of this review, and there's anything that you want to point out, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And of course, here at Devil Dog Gaming, we always end our videos by saying, have fun, play hard, and remember, people, the devil is in the details. Peace out until next time.
Wait a minute. No, I am not ending this review like this. I just can't. I can't sit here and actually try to praise this game and say it's good. I'm sorry. I tried to be non-biased with my review. But I just have to point this out. This game gets a rant also, okay? First of all, I do appreciate the fact that the game is only $50, okay? Because most games nowadays charge you way more for way less. But it isn't even a 10-hour-long game. That's the first problem I have with it. Hangar 13 goes from making basically, Mafia 3, a grand open thing, a lot of repetition, a lot of Ubisoft design. But other than that, though, the issue with it was the fact that the story was great, but then they go to make this Mafia the Old Country, which makes no sense to me because if you cut out all the cutscenes, which that's all this is, and once again, if this was just on like a TV show or something, I'd have no problem with it. But the fact that this is a game that they charge $50 for, and the fact of the matter is, if you actually sit down and check out the amount of gameplay in it, you are looking about 4 to 5 hours max in total gameplay, and that's cutting out all the cutscenes. All the mafioso stuff, all the slow walking around and the driving. Okay, there's a couple parts with some scripted events with the driving that's good, but for the most part, it's just an excuse to pad the game, because it's the same thing as Mind's Eye. I'm sorry I'm referencing Mind's Eye, but I am. The same idea of how do we make this game longer. Okay, hey, I want you to go and let these people know, shoot them, kill them, no, let them know the dawn. It doesn't like that. Okay, where is it? It's 187 fucking miles that way. But guess what? The fucking road ain't straight. It's gonna go all the way around.
Seems useful.
And all the way up and around. And don't worry, you'll be able to do it. And that's the one first thing right off there is the fact that even though it's 15 missions in this game, the overall gameplay itself is about maybe 5 hours max. Really, that's really the first issue I have with it. Second of all is, you have this big epic world. Hangar 13, I almost said Hangar 18, but Hangar 13 went and built this giant world. They know how to build worlds. They've done it with Mafia 3, the Mafia remake and everything like that, but they make this beautiful world that you can't even fucking go and explore. Seriously, most of it consists of some areas that are slightly bushes off the side of the fucking road. But you know how many times I've been driving and I figure, hey, you know what? I go all the way around here. I could just go right through here. You get going real fast, and all of a sudden, boom, your car stops in a visible fucking wall because they don't even want you to explore the world that they fucking built. The time and the effort and the money they spent to build this giant fucking world, and they don't even really let you go and explore it. Seriously.
This'll help.
Next up, man, how is it clunkier? How do you go and make a game like Mafia 1 Remaster, which was actually pretty decent, and even friggin' Mafia 3 is better than this? I don't know if it's because of the fact that this is the first time they used the Unreal Engine 5 and they just didn't know what the fuck they were doing with the game engine, but it comes off as like a first-time game. In terms of the graphics look nice, the animation's okay, but there's like hitches, there's graphical issues, and it plays very clunky. Especially, it's just very, very, very clunky. Like the knife fights are the most worthless thing in this fucking game. They make this highlight that you're supposed to have a boss battle with an enemy, and then it turns into some lame knife fight where you have 3 moves and all you have to do is spam one of them, the R1 supercharge, and it gets through their attacks and takes half their life and almost kills them each and every fucking time. The knife fights are clunky and sucky. The third-person shooter mechanics is fucking clunky as hell. I think it actually played smoother in Mafia 3, so I don't know what happened here.
I could use this.
And like I said, the game loop. The game loop in itself is another fundamental failure. Yes, there was a lot of busy work and crap that you did in Mafia 3, but you know what? At least it built, it forced you to do it to progress that game. This one, it's like the gameplay loop consists of going to an area, walking very slow, as people talk for 45 minutes straight. Then you get into the area and you have a meeting. So everybody talks for another 15 fucking minutes straight. And they're like, okay, let's go and do this. And then they leave. Talking constantly and going really slow once again. Only certain times are you allowed to jog or run. Now, God forbid you do it anytime. Then you get in your car, beep, beep, or your horse, and you ride your horse or your car to go to the area that you want. That's always like 500 fucking miles away. The fucking road's all zipping and zagging. You can't just go fucking straight. You can't go through the bushes or nothing because of invisible fucking walls. And it takes you forever to get to the place. And when you do, what's the first thing happens? More dialogue for another 7 minutes. And then you finally get into a gunfight with some really crappy cover mechanics. Really crappy cover mechanics. And the gunplay is okay. Everything's just clunky in this. And the best part of the game is the gunfights. Clunky as hell though. And then don't even talk about, oh my god, you have the stealth. Why would you have 4 stealth missions in a game like this? That's terrible. Literally, it's just like creeping up on. You can be like, one guy's right here, okay? And he's looking right here. And he doesn't see you, okay?
There you are!
Run.
You're under
He
arrest!
hears you. Oh, I got you. It's fucking stupid. So you just sneak up, and as long as you're crouched, they can't really even hear you. But you just sneak up around them, and you just choke them out, and do a really lame, generic-ass version of Hitman and put them in boxes. Honestly, and God forbid if you die in that, they expect you to go through the whole motherfucking thing without screwing up, and you will, because that's not me talking about the scripted events yet. Oh, yeah. That's another thing that sucks about games like this, is the fact of the matter is, you get this false feeling of being able to do whatever you want to do. And in this, you fucking can't. You can't do what you fucking want to do in this. There's no way you can, because it's so scripted that you're supposed to do a certain thing in a certain order, and if you don't,
fail, and they build up this new character, Enzo, and like he's so cool guy. But you know what? You realize, yeah, he's good. He got out of his bad luck, but the fact of the matter is, the guy's kind of sucks, man. He's decent at shooting, but he can't do shit with a fucking knife. He gets his ass whipped constantly through the whole damn game. And then I'm sorry, I'm gonna spoil it for you, just because he falls in love with the Don's daughter. Then all of a sudden, after all the shit he did for the Don, all the stuff where he was fighting all these bad guys and helping him, getting rid of the moles and everything, killing the bad guys, and doing everything. Then he had a fucking problem with him with his daughter. And then he's like, oh, we're gonna kill you, we're gonna fucking kill you. And then they actually kill him off. And the last level, you play as this love, the daughter, who is just trying to escape. And that's the worst fucking level design in that at all. Because you have to go to a specific areas and wait specific times for specific fucking guards to move specifically, and you have to go somewhere else for you to sneak past, and then you see it, and then when you get on a train, and that's it. It's a fucking terrible game. I'm sorry, it's a fucking terrible game. This is nothing more than a big epic fucking cutscene. If they would have just released this as like a show, it would have done great. But the fact of the matter is, the reason why so many people are fucking pissed off with this game is after you go from the last game, Mafia 1 Remake, that was fantastic. Yes, it was based on a very linear structure, but it played better. It had better characters, and everything about it was better. The characters aren't likable at all. Maybe a couple of them are, and the cool ones get killed, and the gameplay loop is so boring. And what's the even fucking point of having horses in it? Just because it's set back in the 1700s. That's the only reason why. And it's just not a good game. Graphically, there's glitches. It's the gameplay and the game design itself is a fucking joke. And I have to say, Hangar 13, you obviously had fucking problems using the Unreal Engine when you made this. Because I'll tell you what, this game sucks. And if this is the best you can do for like 6 to 7 years, just stop. Just stop already. Seriously. How in the hell is it bad? How can I say this? I'm sorry. Mafia 3 was a better fucking game.